Socceroos squad announced for our friendly against Bangladesh, and I've actually gone to the liberty of bringing up the squad here. How good's that? I've actually done some production administration work for once in this. I say for once, I did it before. I just haven't been able to do it. I just have been lazy enough to do it recently. But regardless, I'm digressing. So yes, the 2026 FIFA World Cup second round Asian qualifiers. This is the squad for the two games. Gauchi, Maynard Brewer, Ryan, our three keepers. Great. Beige, Boss, Burgess, Sakati, Miller, Real, Suter, Strain. Our defenders, Bacchus, Irvine, Luongo, Metcalf, Aiden O'Neill as our midfielders, and Barello, Boyle, Duke, Goodwin, McLaren, Sam Silvera, and Kashini, Yenji as the attackers, forwards, whatever. Interesting squad. Really interesting squad. A couple of notable omissions. No Kual and no Irukunda. Probably the big ones in terms of when you're looking at like kids, if you want to like bring up and expose to a World Cup qualification atmosphere. Same with No Robertson, who's been playing really well, I think, for his club, if I'm remembering correctly, but regardless. Overall, an okay squad, right? The squad that isn't our full strength by any means, but a squad that is definitely good enough to beat both Bangladesh and Palestine. A squad that is different. Obviously, you've got like two keepers who haven't really been in the squad all that much. You've got an attacking front. You've got like attackers like in like Silvera and Yenji who aren't mainstays in the squad. Luongo's finally back in a Socceroos kit, which is awesome. And a couple of defenders as well, which shows a little bit of experimentation. I think it's a good squad. I think it's a fine squad. I think players like McLaren probably don't deserve to be in there just based on the circumstance around it. Like, I don't think you need McLaren in the same way that like you don't need, like realistically you don't need Matt Ryan in this squad, for example, right? But he's the captain, so you play him, right? In the same vein that you don't really need Harry Suter in this squad because our depth is good enough to win the games that we need to win and win the games we're going to play. So you can afford to experiment and expose new players to the team and really build that overall experience. But regardless, they're in. It's fine. If I was to go lineup, I'd love to see Gauchi play. I don't think he will, just based on the fact that I think Ryan, I don't know. I would like to see Gauchi play, but I don't think he would. He's been exceptional for the last couple of weeks. I know he conceded 5 on the weekend, but the game against Victory, he was very good. So yeah, I think we'll go with Gauchi in goal. I really want to see Jordi Boss play left back. I really want to see Jordi Boss play. I think he's going to be our future left back for the next 15 years. He's a star. So you got Gauchi. I'd love to see. I reckon he'll just go with Rouse and Suter just to get them ticking over as a partnership. But I'd love to see Sakati play. I think we'll go with Strain at right back naturally. Burgess might play, but I think it'll be Boss, Rouse, Suter, Strain, especially for the first game. I reckon in midfield, assuming we go with like a proper midfield two with like two wingers and like a striker and a centre forward. I reckon we'll go with Irvine plays. I would love to see Irvine, Bacchus, Luongo as like a midfield 3. I feel like that could be quite good. I don't really think that will happen. I'd be interested to see whether or not he plays Aiden O'Neill. I don't think he would. Metcalf has been playing quite well for St. Pauli by all reports. So I think he should definitely get some minutes. And up front, I would love to see some experimentation. I'd love to see Yenji and Silvera start both games. Just to get them exposed to the atmosphere. I think Yenji is definitely capable of doing quite well in these kind of games against lesser opposition, especially if he's given the service that you think he would get, considering we're going to dominate possession, we're going to dominate territory. So I don't think that should be a big issue in that regard. Barello, I don't mind. Goodwin, obviously, McLaren, Duke and Boyle are all expected to be in the squad, despite whether or not they're needed, they're expected to be in the squad. So overall, happy with the squad. I think we need to kind of sit back and be like, okay, this obviously isn't our full strength squad, and take these performances with a grain of salt, because in the same vein that England fans are always quite cautious about their really good qualification campaigns for the Euros and the World Cups, we should sit back and think, all right, if we don't sit here and dominate Bangladesh, if we don't sit here and dominate Palestine, as long as we win, it doesn't really matter all that much because the squad's rotated, and I'm sure Arnie is going to be experimenting tactically as well. So overall, if we up the squad once again, I think it's a good squad. I think it's fine. Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's okay. I don't really have too much more. I don't really have too much more to add, apart from the fact that just get the 6 points, get the qualification campaign going nice, and get the qualification campaign ticking along nice and well. That makes no sense, but just start the qualification campaign well, for God's sake. Qualify. We should qualify considering there's 2.5 extra spots for Asian teams. So considering, there's 2.5 Asian spots or 2.5 more Asian spots. So there's now I think 6.5 instead of 4.5, or maybe is there? Yeah, I think there's 6.5 instead of 4.5. So 2 extra. So take the 4 that qualified automatically last time, which was Japan, South Korea, Saudi Arabia, and Iran. Take Australia, the UAE, Qatar. So one of those miss out. You'd assume we'd be in there, right? At least the playoff positions. So I don't think we're too worried about that. So yeah, should be an overall good campaign for the boys. Jetting off to I think our first game's in Melbourne. Is the first game in Melbourne? Yeah. The Thursday the 16th of November at Amy Park, and then Tuesday the 21st of November in Kuwait, versus Palestine. So yeah. Overall, if I was to give a few play predictions, I reckon Yenji scores a goal. Don't know which game it will be, but I reckon Yenji scores a goal, which will be good. I'd love to see Gauchi start a game, and I think Sakati probably starts a game as well. I'll be interested to see what he does with the midfield as well, because the midfield is a little bit interesting considering there's no like Robertson or any of these players. So yeah, good stuff overall. Should get 6 points, and if we don't, there's big issues. Big issues. But regardless.